one rifle I will be using at the Winter Kalashni-con. At the core of it is a WBP 5.56 kit. One of their receivers it was built on. Overall, this thing is just kind of a classic modern vibe. Modern classic, however you want to put it. Still has a lot of wood and classic looking stuff on it, but there are a lot of modern amenities. And that includes an M4 stock on an AK. It works for me. Allows for a lot of adjustability with the length of pull, cheek risers. I use a SIG M4 stock adapter that folds AK style over to the left. 1913 trunnion really opens up a lot of options for a lot of cool stocks. This wood stuff here, like that grip I got from Kyber Customs. Same thing with the shark fin. The people that make the handguard, Occam Defense, they make these walnut panels. Kind of going back here, the recoil assembly in here, it is from a milled arsenal. It is the telescoping rod, and honestly it really smooths up the action versus their standard AKM recoil spring. You got the WBP enhanced selector with that ledge. ALG trigger, best AK trigger. I did have to change out this mag catch to the M+M. The standard WBP one, for some reason, the mags were real loose and everything. So I had this laying around, tried it, worked out a lot better, really tightened up the mag well. And then I went ahead and re-riveted it. I just don't trust that little C-clip that they come with. AK thumb grips, rubber charging handle. Kind of a pain to get on, but once they're on, they stay on. I like it. It's a nice cheap option. Definitely a lot cheaper than Zenico. This gun likes the Circle 10 mags. So moving on to the handguard. This is pretty much the only kind of true free float handguard there is for the AK. You don't use a rear sight block. Basically the only thing on this barrel is a gas block, and the handguard takes over the rest. But as you can see, it offers just a seamless 1913 across the top, all kinds of M-lock. There's a heat shield all the way around. This thing, I've never gotten it too hot to touch. I'm trying a new concept with this rifle, and it is an LPVO. I've tried LPVOs on AKs before, side rail mounts, and like the dust covers and everything. Never was happy with the zero or the return to zero. I'm very particular about my zeros, especially for competition. There's nothing more frustrating than not being able to hit what you want to hit. So it is a cheaper scope. It's one of the Vortex Strike Eagles with the Vortex rings. It's in a good spot. Moving on, there is a K&S piston in here. The K&S is pretty much set towards the end of it. Gas ports on these Green Mountain barrels are a tad big. Once you start running M193 and stuff like that, it gets a little punchy for a 5.56. I literally dropped a K&S in there and it softened it up. And that was not even adjusting it. Still functions fine, throws brass pretty far. You can dial it back like 5-10 clicks. Yeah, 10 clicks, it's like shooting a 22. Out here on the end is kind of a 2-chamber brake. I think VG6, if I got the name right, VG7 It's their gamma brake. Does a pretty good job. I just had it laying around. Half by 28 threads on there, so you can get pretty much any AR brake or anything. Let me turn this thing around and we'll take a look at the other side. All right, here's the other side. Vickers sling, padded. Got sling management here. Neo mag, it just helps keep your sling up on the rifle when it's either cased or just when you're throwing it up in a rack. Probably the most important thing on this side is the Surefire M600 dual fuel. Takes those 18650 batteries. The Pro series have kind of a swivel mount. It's the best thing I found that puts the light in a good spot on these Occam rails. Attaches to the 1913, but it also kind of keeps it sucked into the rail. That way you don't have a light just kind of sticking up and out. And you know, if you ever have like a barricade or something to put your rifle through, having a light sticking out way far is kind of a pain. But yeah, other than that, that's the one rifle. We'll move on to the sidearm here next. Alright, so here's the sidearm. It's in a Safari Lane holster. ALS locks it in. Very important not to lose your pistol or drop it during a match. Glock 45. It's got a regular Surefire 300, I think it's the B model. Never liked the way the A models kind of felt. They just kind of had a little bit of play. I like that you can cinch this one up with a thumb screw. Holosun 509T. Haven't had any issues out of it. Although it did give me a scare. It was blinking and everything, and just turns out you need to change the batteries on them every once in a while. Just got some Mariglow backup irons on it. Apex tactical trigger. I like the flat face on them, and I think there might be a different connector in there. Lots of rounds through it. No big issues. Grip plug to cover up the hole there. But yeah, other than that, pretty standard Glock. It works. Not a lot of people talk about their gear. It's not as interesting as the rifle, but just as important. I choose to run a chest rig. I don't like a lot of stuff hanging around my hips. Used to be a lot of vehicle stuff. Sometimes you have to crawl through tight spaces. I just like things up on my chest. That's me. HSGI Molly chest rig. Can utilize a lot of the good H harnesses and waist straps. Also, it's Molly, so it works well with this Russian placard. I really like these things. Made by SSO. It fits your small caliber AK stuff, AKM mags. Haven't tried anything like the big like X-Tech or US Palm mags, but like your Poly Bulgarian 7.62x39 mags, Bakelights, they fit in there. Have my 2 pistol mags up here. Really important for Kalashni-con is a dump pouch. This one folds up nice, but folds out. It fits those AK mags really well. Have a dangler on here. Has some medical stuff in there. And then another important thing is having like a little tool and extras kit. So it's got extra batteries, some earplugs, and a bunch of little wrenches and stuff. And then, so my firing pin doesn't break on my WBP 556, I have an extra in there. Keeps the other one in check. But yeah, other than that, just got some ear pro on there. Got a marker, that's more for range use. And then a chamber flag. And then a nice AK Operators patch. Got that directly from Rob Ski last year at Kalashni-con, so I don't know, maybe a little bit of good shooting luck there. And here is the other rifle that I will be using at the Winter Kalashni-con. It's kind of my main squeeze. This thing's been to the Kalashni-con back in May of 24, and also Thunder on the Tundra. I used this thing to get a first place in my division there. I was pretty happy about that. It is also a WBP 5.56 kit. I've got thousands of rounds on this thing. It's been holding up, including that firing pin. Although I do keep a spare in there to keep it in check. It knows it'll be replaced. Anyhow, really likes these PSA AK-101 mags. They work really well, they lock in nice. But you can see here it also uses an Occam Defense handguard. Got the very cool green EOTech up there. This one has a BCM vertical foregrip and those slate black industry panels. Also has a light on it. This one is the new the Pro Series M600 dual fuel, but it's a turbo. So it's supposed to be, you know, that real nice beam. So we'll see. On the end here, I think it's a BCM muzzle device, kind of a comp deal. Works well. Another Green Mountain barrel. I've been very happy with these barrels. This thing is like a laser beam. I got it zeroed in, and it just puts those rounds right where I want them. Alright, moving over towards the back again. This one, I left the WBP enhanced mag catch on there. Another ALG trigger. Tango down grip. A little bit of grip tape on there. This one also has a milled recoil assembly in it. Like I said, smoothest you can get your action besides shooting the crap out of it. This one also has a K&S piston in there. Same thing. Softened it right up. Still reliable, even in the cold. I just had it out this past weekend. Had to drive and make sure everything was squared away and good to go. Also the SIG M4 folding stock. Folds up nicely for stowage. Then again, you know, another M4 stock on an AK. But hey, you know, cheek risers, put your face in the right spot for the optic. Adjustability works for me. This one uses a JMac rear trunnion, 1913 as well. But yeah, that's about it. Let's turn it around and look at the other side. Alright, so here's the other side. Same thing as the other one. Got an enhanced WBP selector. Has that ledge. PN5 by Zenitco. These things are stupid expensive, but I had to have it. Fits the AKM profile charging handle. Haven't had a problem with it coming off. Even have the little screws co-witness there to see if they're moving. No issues though. I think I forgot to mention on the other side, but this is the Lunar Concepts sling management. Kind of uses some bungee cord instead of a magnet and elastic. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Let's move on to the sidearm. You can see here another Safariland holster. Does not come out. ALS, smooth draw. And another Glock 45. So a lot of redundancies here. But this one is a bit different. Got a Surefire X300 turbo. Got a PMM comp on it. Really softens up the recoil. Fast, still reliable. Did have to mess with the recoil spring a little bit to be reliable in the cold. Trijicon SRO. I like the nice big window that it offers. Mariglow backups. Another Apex tactical trigger. I like the aluminum trigger, flat face. This one probably has a connector in it too. And the old butt plug. But there you have it. This one's also the B model. Like the thumb screw better than the clip-on deal. And another chest rig. Same base, HSGI Molly chest rig. I didn't show it on the other one, but it does have Velcro, so you can add wings or danglers or any of that stuff. Same SSO placard as the other one, except this one's a little bit cooler. Has the Russian digital camo. Dump pouch, a little bit different, but rolls up nice and flat when you're not using it. HSGI pistol mags, got 2 of them here. 4 AK mags. Ear Pro, got a dangler. Same stuff in here, medical, and then spare parts, wrenches, batteries, tools. Good stuff to have to keep your stuff up and running. And cheap but effective Kalashni-con chamber flag. Well, that's about it.